Happy weekend time, y'all, and welcome to another speed build. This one is in the land that the map that came with eco living, and I actually ended up making this house a kind of economical in the sense of like the roof ends up being solar panel tiles. I actually did this one more. This is gonna sound funny, but I did this kind of thinking of like a like eco-conscious goth person. Like you'll notice everything is kind of dark, so I don't know, it looked really nice, and I liked the dark aesthetic of the house. So this is actually being built in that eco-living world. I ended up just bulldozing one of the lots and putting it in there, and this is a tiny home in the sense of like the game. You'll see a little later I had to kind of cheat with the fence because the fence makes a giant room, and it was putting it over the square count, like the space that you can have for the tiny home, and I wanted to keep it in that medium one. The small one is really hard to do. Like there's no space, so I stuck with the medium one, and it's enough for like one person. I don't even really think it would work for a couple, unless you switch out the bed. You'd have to put a double bed on the second floor of the house, which you'll see I didn't. I put a single bed up there, so there was actually a little bit more space. So you'd actually need to put a double bed up there and probably remove some stuff because a double bed's going to take up a good chunk of the second floor, but you could do it. It's probably, in my opinion, more ideal for like a single sim who is trying to be a little economical here. I guess I'll just shut up and let you guys watch the build for a bit.
All the pain, all the hurt, all the lessons I have learned. I am stronger now. I won't let me down. Oh, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive.
So for the kitchen, since everything in the house is so dark, I didn't really want to take away any of the windows, so that kind of ruled out those overhead cabinets that we have. So I went with shelves like kind of between the windows because I didn't want to get rid of them. I still wanted that natural light to be able to come into the house and like, you know, lighten up the place a bit. So that's why you see we got shelves in there, and then I do come back to that. I just kind of was placing down I guess the important bits. I do come back and put stuff on those shelves, but for now we moved on to the living room, which is really tiny, but it kind of has what you need in it, you know. It'll do for like one person.
I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. learned I am stronger now. I won't let me down. Oh, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Like a phoenix in the night.
Okay, for everyone paying attention, yes, I did move the sink in front of the shower and not rotate it. I did eventually notice that when I was playtesting the house, and I did turn the shower around. So if anyone else notices that, yeah, I fixed that. Don't worry. I actually come back and fix a couple things, but I guess I'll save that for the end. But I did just want to point out the bathroom bit, since that's what's happening right now. I also did end up moving that guitar because it's like literally right at the top of the stairs, and for some reason I did not notice that immediately. So it's kind of like on the other side of that easel, but kind of scooched over next to it, and I did make sure that my sim could pick it up and play it and put it back down without it being a problem, as close as it was. So yeah, I did come back and fix that. Here we are at the cluttering portion of our show today. I cut some of this out because like there's only so much like scrolling through clutter that anyone could really stomach, honestly, and that's coming from the person doing the scrolling. So but I did go ahead and clutter up these shelves. Some of this stuff is CC, as you can see. I did do just like I did last time and stop as I was going, make note of what I was using that is CC, and then put the links down in the description so that if you guys want the house with the CC, you can go ahead and pick it up. And if not, it'll load in everything that is base game. Most of it's base game. It's just kind of some of the little clutter pieces and stuff that are custom content.
I will survive. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. All the pain, all the hurt, all the lessons I have learned. I am stronger now. I won't let me down. Oh, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive.
thankfully we are coming to the end of the cluttering part of the kitchen. I just put some plants up on this top shelf. Like, it didn't make sense to me to put anything else up there because, like, you know, dishes and stuff. Like, who's going to be getting up there? We don't have step stools. So I did make sure everything that I put on this shelf, since I was kind of free placing it, doesn't cut through the walls. That's why you see me like turn the camera around and look on the outside of the wall. I wanted to make sure that, you know, if it was clipping like a little bit, fine, but I didn't want it to clip through the wall and then you have like a plant leaf on the outside of your house. That's weird. So I made sure that that was not the case when I placed all of this stuff. And then once we finish here, we'll start on window dressings, which I will admit I have a tendency to do in like the rooms I'm really excited about, and then like the first floor, and everything else is just like bare empty windows. Like, I like natural light, but like, you know, there should be some blinds or something in there. So yeah, I did go through and do window dressing on everything, and then we just kind of, you know, shore up the rest of it. Floors, walls, all that good stuff.
We'll survive. Oh, I will survive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. All the pain, all the hurt, all the lessons I have learned. I am stronger now. I won't let me down. Oh, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive. Oh, I will survive. Like a phoenix in the night, I will survive.
This was me trying to be fancy, y'all. I was trying to put like a backlight on the TV, and the lights that I was trying were not working at all. So I ended up using this night light from the game and just putting it like behind the television. I actually think it turned out really nicely. It doesn't really show in this picture because, like, you know, I'm in build mode, so like everything's paused. But like, I don't know if you've used that light, it actually moves. Like the stars kind of like go around a little bit. So it's a nice little, like, you know, backlight effect situation for your television. But yeah, that's what I was doing there. It's just behind the television on the wall, and it is not custom content. Totally comes with the game.
Destiny will overcome. No, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive.
So who else noticed the thing I forgot to do? Anyone? You're right, I forgot to put a floor down on the first floor. Y'all, I was so annoyed with myself. I did fix that, by the way. I do fix it before I took the shots, so you'll see in the shots that are about to come up that I did fix that and put the floor in. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I was really kind of kicking my own butt about that one. Like, how are you gonna not put a floor on the first floor? Anyway, yeah. So here's the part I was talking about where I kind of had to cheat a little bit, because when you close the fence, it counts as a room. But if you do that, then it doesn't count. So that's how you got your fence. As you can see, I did actually manage to keep it as a medium tiny build, so you should have those benefits. And here are the shots of the final build.
Wanna hear it when I drop